Good morning, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Just going to show you what we did this morning. This is the Greg Judy bale unroller. It's got the spikes already in it, and you can load a bale onto it and then just take that crank and lift it up off the ball of your four-wheeler. We use an ATV, a Honda. It's a four-wheel drive 500cc. Some people use the side-by-sides, Kubota, Kawasaki, whatever. But our experience has been, 500cc engine works best, especially on terrain like this. We're getting ready to bring the cows in here later today, and so we've kind of planned out where they're going to be, and we've got to be somewhere this afternoon, and so we set it all up. And we've got the free choice mineral feeder there, and this is a feeder that we converted into our apple cider vinegar. I'm gonna go ahead and feed it up. I mean, I've got 3/4 of a tote left. They seem to eat it. I never saw any results from using apple cider vinegar, so I guess I would say from that I'm not a big proponent of it. For the cost, it's fairly expensive, and we didn't see anything from it, but I've got it. I'm not going to let it just sit there and freeze all winter. We're going to feed it and use it up, but that's what this is. We're not feeding grain. We actually put a little rubber washer on the holes on each end so it would hold the vinegar, so the vinegar doesn't leak out. But yeah, I was not impressed with using the vinegar, so didn't see any difference in anything. So, I'm from Missouri. You got to show me, and if I can't see it or see a difference, just count me out. But this is one of our silvopasture areas. It's a fairly small paddock. We're going to put 320 head in here this afternoon, and we did unroll some bales, and the boys took the pitchforks and spread it all over the place. And so their water source is behind them. There's a little piece of something. Put that in my pocket. It looks like that's something the cow would lick up just to be curious and maybe swallow. But we put out quite a bit of carbon here, folks, this morning. And it didn't take us very long to do this. That bale unroll, but look what we were spreading it over the top. Those are stumps. Folks, this is timber. This area we're in looked like that over there. When we leased this farm, it was solid timber. And matter of fact, you couldn't get through here. You had to get down on hands and knees and crawl through it. I remember Jacob and I cutting this, and it was so thick that when we started cutting it, the trees wouldn't go down. They just stuck together. And finally, we got enough cut down. I took the tractor with the grapples and just started pushing on them, and the whole thing collapsed. And then we started pushing the tractor down on the other side of that fence. And that's some of our habitat: bobcat, coon, possum, skunk habitat. Look at that stump. Ran right over that with the bale unroller. Didn't hurt it a bit. I was going to show you some of the bigger. There's some big stumps. I think the boys covered most of them up with the hay. Oh, here's one. Look at this one. This one's like 2 foot across. See? That's a big stump. It'll rot out, but the cattle don't mind the stumps. The bale unroller and the ATV goes right over the top of them. You wouldn't want to bring a pickup truck in here. You'd probably tear your transmission out. You'd hit your differential on one of those stumps and shell out your whole transmission. But look at that. I mean, bale unroller went over all this, putting the carbon in amongst the trees, and voila. You do this a couple years, folks, we got some pretty good grass under here. I normally don't unroll hay on top of stockpile that hadn't been grazed, but today we did, simply because we're not going to be here tonight. We got a function we're all going to, so we needed to have this done, and that's why we did it this morning. So we're going to be making a the boys are actually bringing the sheep up the road right now. I want to get over there. We're getting the sheep out of the way of the cattle drive, which is going to be happening today around 2 o'clock. So you got to remain flexible, folks. That's what it's all about. You can't just write it down on the calendar and say, this is what we're going to do. No, that'll be a wreck. Can't do that. We were going to water out of our normal pond back there, but we thought, you know what? If we just give them the smaller paddock and put all this hay down in here, man, we can get a lot of good animal impact on it. It's going to help it next year, the growing season. And so we're going to use our brand new pond over here, even though we don't have the tire tank on it yet. It's plumbed, but we don't have it in. We just ran a wire around the base of the dam where they can stand on the ground and get them a drink. We are extremely dry. We've been hauling logs to the sawmill, and because it's so dry, we're not tearing up our pastures or any of our grazing land, getting the logs out. Oh, there's a stump. Now see, that one's already started to rot out. And that is a oak tree. I'm sorry, that is not an, that's an elm. Big old elm. Elms tend to rot out quicker than oak trees do. Now this one here, I can tell that's a cedar. Here's another big one over here. This is an oak. It hasn't even started to rot, and that one's been cut for 4 years. But you can see the areas that the animals don't get down into, and I don't mind a little area like that. Gives a place for the critters to go down, especially the deer. They like nipping on that small stuff. And we'll go in there and cut that off and let it grow back. And here's a deer right here. He's been rubbing the buck rub. See that? Well, he kind of thrashed that. One of our bow hunters in here got a really nice buck. And the guy on the other side, he killed a wall hanger. So everybody around us got some good deer. And even on us. That's good. Look at this stump. Bale and roll will go right over that. But that's the beauty. That's the beauty of being able to take. You know, we placed the bales early. We got them up on the hill. You hook onto them, and you take them where you need them around your farm. I can hear Isaac coming. If somebody's coming on the 4-wheeler, that means the sheep are coming up the road. Dogs. The dogs will probably be in the lead. Yeah, they're on the road. I can hear them. Actually, I think he just now came out on the road. This is our livestock pond / wildlife pond that I built. Now, it's already got bluegill and channel cat in it. That was built not this summer, but the summer before. Actually, last fall. Yeah, Johnny built that in November, I believe it was. So it's just a little over a year old. But it's nothing you want to ski on. But you know what? It's big enough to hold water, and you can water a lot of livestock out of that. And I'd rather build them that size than build 10 of them than have one 5-acre lake. You're spreading your dollars out better. You're putting water all across your farm at different points where you need it, rather than having one big beautiful lake and look at it and go, oh wow, look, I got a big beautiful lake. So it's not making you any money. Oh, that's a sheep. I thought they were coming up this. Can you see those white things down in there? I thought they were coming up this side. I'm like, no. What he's doing is they're just now sheeping them down to the road. Yeah, there they go down the hill. Well, they're booking now. It sounds like Isaac has the mineral feeder hooked onto the 4-wheeler. He's making some noise coming up this hill. That's an 800-pound mineral feeder when it's full. That's why you need a 4-wheel drive 4-wheeler to pull that thing. Oh, he's got the dog feeder on. He's going too fast to be pulling that mineral feeder. Yeah, he's got the dog feeder on. The sheep-proof guard dog feeder. That's what he's pulling. That's a steep hill he's coming up. I don't want to use the four-wheeler to move that mineral feeder up that hill. We have a truck right here, we can pull it up. No, he does have the mineral feeder. Boy, that four-wheeler is a horse. It acts like it doesn't even have any weight on it. There comes the dogs. That's Cotton Top. Cotton Top's in the lead. There's Big Boy and Lady and the wild dog. Wild dog's gonna cut through. There he goes. He's a funny dog. He's just like, nope, not going that way. I'm gonna go this way, but I'm gonna go the way I want to go. Look at them sheep coming up that hill. I'm gonna go in and hide by these bales so I don't disrupt the flow of the sheep. So Connor and David, our new intern, see, Lady's already spotted me. They're at the very back, and Isaac's at the front. And Isaac is at the lead. He's doing the sheep. There's about 140 head in there. Actually, yeah, close to 150 because we put all the rams in. And we'll have to recount, but I think we just sold all the extra rams this morning. So somebody's going to get some really nice parasite-resistant rams to start their own flock with. Look at that. Folks, these things, they're just, let me sneak over and get a closer look at them. No grain, no hay, no wormer, no tail docking, no shearing, no hoof trimming, no nothing. Just give them grass. Look at that. Look how clean their tails are. Never been wormed in their life. Folks, that's where you make your money, right there. If you don't have to baby your sheep all the time, and they give you, last year we averaged twins, my goodness, it's a no-brainer. And they eat thorn trees and multiple rose bushes and all the brambles that the cows refuse to eat. They'll eat that stuff, and they'll keep that kind of condition on them. Look at that. Look how they've been feeding them grain. You got to have one black sheep in the group. Now there's a little ewe that's limping. I don't see any swelling, but she doesn't get over that. This one will probably sell, but she's clean. It's the only one I saw that was limping. She may have just stepped on a thorn or something. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and the boys are coming up behind them. I'm going to go over and get the truck. And got the sawmill trailer completely full of lumber. We got to get that over here and get some stickers put underneath it and stacked so we can fill it up again. We got a bunch of logs to cut, and that mill is cranking out some lumber. It's amazing what you can do in 2 or 3 hours with that wood miser. It's just it's a great tool for turning a round log into beautiful lumber. But the boys are taking up our ribbon, and that's the end of that. Just wanted to show y'all, this is the stockpile. This has already been grazed once. This will be our final pass on this one, our second graze. We still got all of the Collie farms, Doc's and Judy farm and Jan's farm to go. It's usually, you know, right here by the gate. They'll always overgraze it a little shorter. You get out here in it, there's pretty good grass out here. And somebody said the other day, well, you know, Greg, you need to correct yourself that the grass doesn't grow back from the leaf that it was bit off of. It doesn't grow back from there. It grows up from the bottom, up new shoots. And I'm like, I don't know where you read or heard that, but I've been grazing for 50 years and it absolutely does grow back right from the same grass blade that it grew from. That's why you leave a solar collector intact. So I'm not going to correct myself. It is the truth. There's a lot of mistruths out there, but they were saying none of these plants, when they're mowed off, grow back. It's all new stuff coming up. Well, there is new stuff coming up in the middle, but all this grass absolutely does grow back in the growing season, not in the dormant season. We're not growing any grass right now. It's the middle of December almost. But these plants will grow back in a growing season. So don't take that one to heart. I don't know what she was thinking or who it was. I don't even remember. It was a comment. But she was just mistaken. That's all. She'd heard it or read it or something and thought I needed to correct my audience that the grass does not grow back from the blade that it was grazed on. I didn't even say anything. I was just flabbergasted. But you know, you just try and keep moving forward and doing what you've done that works, and that's what we're doing here. Kentucky 31 fescue, the best grass there is for winter stockpile. Got a little clover in here and orchard grass and bluegrass, and the cattle are doing well. As you see on the videos, they're just really good condition. So it doesn't look like much, but once it turns brown, it's still pretty good feed. It's just not quite as good as it is when it's green. With that, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. Everyone have a good one. Hit that subscribe button all the way out, and we'll see you all next time.